How you doing, everybody? This is PND51010, and today we're going to be looking at footage of JessieMisskelly of the WestMemphis3, and he's one of the 3 members of the WestMemphis3 that were convicted, and then later on to be released on, change of evidence. But he originally testified that he saw Damien Eccles and Jason Baldwin bound, sodomize, beat, and kill those children. That was his original story. He said that he saw that, and only later on did he recant. I don't know if it was years later, but he recanted his story, saying that he was coerced. They were saying that he had a low IQ that played a factor somehow. I don't know how it does, but it just all seems fishy to me. I mean, I'm not saying that I think these people or these individuals are guilty just based solely on the fact that they're shapeshifters. I'm just saying the fact that they are shapeshifters, it lends a lot more credence to the big picture. I think it sheds some light on the big picture because, you know, these shapeshifters are said to be feeders of negative energy, and, you know, killing these children in such a fashion would create an extreme low vibration necessary for these beings to feed off of. So, I mean, who knows? All I know is that there's some major anomalies. The quality's not that great, but there's still anomalies here that are just too severe to ignore, such as this slit pupil right here, and you can see it in his eye. It's pretty clear, along with a host of other anomalies. You'll see in his lip area, his ear. I want you to watch his ear too over the course of the next couple of frames, his nose, and both his eyes. This is a great example of a masking program breaking down, I think. As you see, at times there's just poor excuses for what's supposed to be a human, or what's supposed to pass as, you know, a piece of a human face, or an eye, or a nose, or a mouth. It's just laughable. And you can see this major facial structure morphing too as well. Also pay attention to the ears. It becomes elf-like at times also. Seeing his eye in this region right here, how a big protrusion starts to develop right around here. Ear starting to become curved. Pay attention to the ear. Then it becomes very light. Let me back out a little bit. And although the quality, you know, you still can't see very sharply, because that's the purpose of the masking program, to obscure or to flush or to fade a lot of the morphing or the shifting that takes place. But you can still see some significant facial structure morphing, as well as the morphing of the nose, the eyes, the mouth, the lips. So the pupils come and go. Here, I want you to pay attention. He sticks his tongue out, and you watch the video in real time. You'll see he does it really fast. Not saying that just because you stick your tongue out you're a shapeshifter, but just the fashion and the way they do it and how quick it is. It's just very, very strange, as you can see here. Also keep paying attention to the ear throughout the course of the video too. I just missed a really good slit pupil. Here you can see the masking start to take effect as it, like I said before, flushes or fades the shifting that takes place. The frequency fence figured out a way how to work his way around that with a shutting off the de-blocking filter or something like that, and, you know, I don't know how to do. I'm not very well versed in all that stuff, but This is the best we can do here. Now you see in his right eye how it's become extremely black, or it's just become extremely dark in this area over here. See how it gets bigger? It's almost like the black eye effect you see on a lot of these shapeshifters. Alex Jones, you've seen a lot of that on him. Again, the morphing in the eyes. Some slit pupils going on there. It almost looks as if he's gone cross-eyed there. He's got like a stupid look on his face, but it's really him shifting. Don't be fooled. Haha. Oh, I'm sorry, it changed. Hold on. February. Sorry about that. Kind of hit the wrong button there. Let me just let me get back to the frame by frame menu here. Just bear with me, as always. And we're back. Also pay attention to his mouth too. You see a lot of strange anomalies around his mouth area. Alright, that's the end of the video. That's why it does that. Okay. We'll start from the beginning here. And you can see it starts out at the top here, so it's kind of hard to tell, but you'll still see some of the shifting here. Let me just get the frame bar up so I can see. It's at the top of the screen, so you know some of his head is kind of cut off a little bit, but he'll come back into frame or in the screen as time goes on. Let me back out so you can make out. This is the bottom half, or you know, the whole upper part of his head. The only parts that's missing is the upper portion, crown of his head, but that'll come into frame in a couple frames. Pay attention to his ears and his skin here. You can see his skin looks like it's in very heavy flux. Also, you can see some instances of slit pupils as well. You can see around his chin and his jaw area how the skin just becomes very discolored, and the shapeshifting is just completely obvious. I mean, despite the quality, it's still completely obvious. That's why I felt the need to show this to you guys. Here we can see some facial structure morphing as his face goes into motion here. Alright, let's play it out a little bit. And here you can see his face is in motion, but you can still see some anomalies in his ear, and you can still see what looks like a slit pupil. We'll continue it frame by frame from this frame to see what it looks like. See his ear here. That's become very pointy and discolored as well. Keep paying attention. Now his ear seems to have morphed back to normal somewhat. Good with those deep set, heavily hooded eyelids. Now his eye became very almond-like. I think the ear is probably the most telling, the most severely shifting part of his body, or part of his head, in this particular video. Or in certain frames, some more than others, but it's a little choppy here because it's in motion, but you can still see some significant shape shifting as he's still in motion here. Seeing the eye. See the deep set, ridged, heavily hooded nature of his eye there. It's very discolored too. Green hue. You can also see the triangular eye rods coming and going. Pay attention to his ear area too here. Here we see it starting to morph, as well as this side of his face. There's that slip pupil again, the one I showed you in the beginning. Pay attention to his mouth here a little bit. The tongue thing's coming soon. I thought the tongue wit was coming. You see his ear, how it's become elf-like again? Now it's become back to normal somewhat, if you want to call that normal. I don't know why it gets so bright like that. Here's the part with the tongue that I was talking about. That we've seen before. I'll watch it again. Boop. See how fast that goes? Even in frame by frame slow-mo. If you watch it in real time, you'll see he does it so quick. It's like he's catching a fly or something. Let's focus on his ear somewhat here. Feature his ear. Alright, well, I showed this to you before. If you want to watch the source video, I'll put it in the description box for you so you can see it. And, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this analysis. Be well and be at peace.